Alright, so when I cut a thigh, I'm deboning it. I usually like to start from the oyster side because the bone curves kind of like this, so you get the back end of it. And then that allows you to sort of push and be quite fine with carving the other side. And just go around that joint there. And then I like to kind of shave along this bone and slowly roll it over until it kind of lets me pinch it here, and then I just go through and pull it, carve around it. That's it. There you go. Well, this one has a bit of a joint here, so you gotta kind of clean that out. Go. Yep. Debone thigh, and then take the skin off. Find sort of a hole, or like a gap. Just put your thumb in and sort of pull upwards. And the skin just comes off like that. There you go. Right, so once you got it deboned, then you got, I always like to start with, I guess, finding the oyster, which is this round thing here. And then we have some fatty thigh, the edge of the thigh, inner thigh, which is its own cut, and then sort of just normal thigh, I guess. So I usually start by going a bit horizontal here, getting underneath and cutting this thing out so that this portion here is flat. This is your inner thigh. Usually a lot redder, and with this sort of layer of, I don't know what it is, it's not really tendon, but it makes it kind of nice and bouncy. And then the oyster. So how should I cut this today? Usually you just go kind of rectangular cut on it, so something like this. Yep, there's your oyster. And then you have your fatty thigh here with really nice meat, and the knee joint. So I generally prefer to portion this on its own and take the knee off so that I can use that for a separate skewer, and then probably put this onto one thing. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, fatty thigh. I'm gonna put this, so I'll put the skins here. Fatty thigh here, and then knee. Don't know how I put the knee. Put it over there, and then just kind of your regular thigh meat here. Yep. So I'll probably roll this up. Just put it over here, and then repeat the process. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut these down a bit. I think it's a bit too big. Which way should I do it? I kind of want this fat. Yeah, this is definitely too big. Let's see. Just put this away first so that it stays cool. Cutting chicken skin when it's hot, it's just a nightmare. Let's see. Okay, I think. Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of good if I could just skewer this giant thing, but it's too big. So I think maybe like that's good. Just take this off. Use this meat later. Okay, so this one's probably, I could probably cover, oh, shit, that's quite large. Okay, right, I'll use this. Oop, sorry, shadow's in the way. For this small pot. Yeah, and then I never know the most economical way to cut skin, to be honest. But okay, I'll assume that this probably should be better just as waste, and then yeah. Right, these two scraps. I think for this one I'm gonna go with the normal skewer, just cause. And then of course your classic, you go down middle of the skin, poke it through. This one is a bit tricky because you see you got a lot of parts here, so I like to go in first at the bottom and then turn it around, make sure that I get all these parts, like, you know, just pinch them and stuff like that, and then turn it over, skewer it up. Always push and roll a bit, flatten out the skin, flatten out the skin. Okay, there we go. And then poke it through that. And then I don't like to waste the skin because I think that's the best part, so and then push it down to the base. Yeah, and then we're gonna do so small part of the negi first. Anyway, just dead center. It's pretty good. And then now medium part, which I'll use. I use the skin. So yeah, some chefs like to use it like that, like a rest, which I guess makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so bottom first, turn it around, get all those parts there, and then hook it. A little bit unbalanced here. This is what the other YouTube videos want me to tell you. It's pretty difficult to get it poked through. Yeah. I find when you pinch it here, it helps sort of direct the stick. So, actually, quite a aesthetically pleasing negima. Not the most balanced. Yeah, still my weak point, I think. I'm wondering if this is actually going to be too big. Yeah, I might cut that in half. Don't know if that will even cook properly. So I'm gonna skewer like this. Yep, I think that makes sense to me. Then yep, a classic skin. Put that through. Now the big boy. Turn around. Get all these deucer pieces. Yeah. And then turn the skin over. This time the skin is nice and thick. So it kind of makes it easier because, you know, there's just more substance to go through. So, you know, just like trying to fight getting it. Yeah, I don't like to leave too much space at the top. I don't think it looks nice. But yeah, giant negima, 3 fatty thighs. Whew. Alright, so next is the inner thigh, which is a lot easier because there's no skin involved. But you kind of gotta like wiggle it through to get it straight. So, yeah. Sometimes I don't know how sanitary it is to just have a board that's just sort of slowly smearing the chicken, but I'm alright. So yeah, so you kind of want to go middle, but like you kind of want to like twist it so that it pinches at each point and doesn't get all floppy. If not, it doesn't really hold together that well. But yeah, so just turn it around and like kind of scrunch it like that. Yep, you want to get it just nice and balanced. Ooh, that one's nice. Probably my most balanced skewer so far, to be honest. You also kind of want to go with the grain. So there's this tendon that kind of runs through here. You want to go in this same direction, which is typically actually quite contrary to all the stuff that I know, but who am I to question how they do things? But maybe one day I will try the other way and see whether that works better. Yeah. But yeah, the inner thigh is sort of really soft to skewer, but when you cook it, it is actually quite bouncy, which is nice. This one's a bit difficult because of a lot of loose parts, so I like to usually start with the loose parts here, just to make sure they don't like hang about. Yeah, just make sure you get all of those. Yep. Yeah, there you go. And there's your inner thigh skewer. Quite luxurious, but that's why I like doing thighs for, predominantly thighs. Whole chicken is more all skill, but yeah, I mean, just thighs is easier sometimes.